I'm Jericho Cannon.
And I'm Stephen Powell. Thanks for tuning in today.
Today's hot topic is if the moon landing is a hoax.
News 66 has been investigating this theory since Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin have returned from their trip to the moon.
We will find out the truth today.
First, we will interview Professor Plum, a professor at the Aeronautics Space Association.
Hello, ma'am. What do you have to say about this roaring conspiracy theory on the moon landing?
I think the moon landing is definitely a hoax, and I have proof today.
What do you have for us?
Well, I have studied the video of the moon landing bunches of times, but the video can only be viewed through NASA. And I, for one thing, that's a bit suspicious.
Wow, I can't believe NASA may have lied to us.
I can't wrap my fingers around that either. Evidence like the flag placed on the moon waving tells us that the Apollo 11 mission was a hoax due to the fact that there is no wind on the moon because it has no atmosphere making it possible. That tells us that it must have been filmed on Earth.
That makes a lot of sense. I've heard things related to the moon hoax about 3 astronauts dying in a fire. Have you heard of this before?
Yes, and I've recently been doing a study on it. NASA says that 3 astronauts died in a fire, but the real truth is that they were excluded by the United States government because they thought they might disclose the truth.
Interesting. The government is taking very extreme measures to make sure the real information stays hidden.
Yes, another reason why the moon landing was faked was the astronauts couldn't have survived the extreme exposure to the radiation from the sun in the atmosphere. As well, the camera that the astronauts supposedly had would have fogged up as due to the radiation, but it stayed crystal clear. How was this possible?
That's crazy. Tell us a little more about the cameras the astronauts had.
Okay, if you really think about it, the astronauts' gloves would have no air in them, and they would most likely be very thick and puffed out because of the moon has no atmosphere. I have ran some tests back at the laboratories and found out that without air, you could barely move your hand. This makes it very difficult that the astronauts could have taken so many clear, perfect pictures. Now, so say that Neil and Buzz cameras were attached to their spacesuits. But again, how would they press the button with their gloves on, and how would they know if they took a picture or if it turned out good or not? You know, with cameras like nowadays, hard to press the button in first place because the button is so small.
You have a lot of good points here. Anything else you'd like to share with us today?
Thank you so much for your time today, ma'am. We really appreciate you coming in and sharing your such deep opinions.
Thank you. Always eager to share my thoughts.
Now let's tune in to Tyler Knight to have a look at the rowdy riot going on outside of NASA in Florida. Tyler?
Thanks, Stephen. I'm here at NASA where many people are causing a big riot over the moon landing conspiracy theory. I have one of the leaders of the riots here with me. What's your name?
Kristen Angel.
Hi, Kristen. Why did you help to plan this? Why did you help plan this riot out here at NASA?
I hate NASA, just because I believe they have lied to us. I mean, they're missing lots of blueprints. How could they have launched a rocket when they didn't have blueprints for it? I mean, the dots just aren't connecting here.
Thanks, Kristen, for your insight. Now back to you in the studio, Stephen.
No more NASA! No more NASA!
I'm Bob's Beans from Bob's Beans.
I love me some Bob's Beans!
Bob's Beans are fresh from the field.
They're real, unlike NASA fake moon landing. So we Bob's Beans today!
Thanks, Tyler. Jericho and I are here with Russian astronaut Gleb Karmazov. How are you, Luna?
Glad to be here.
Why do you think the moon landing is a hoax?
Because NASA was just trying to win the space race from Russia. It's all fake. For example, there are no stars in the picture here I brought from National Geographic website. If we can see stars here, why can't we see them on the moon?
Wow, I've never thought about that before.
Well, I have, and I think it's a little ridiculous how the United States would spend millions, possibly billions, just trying to say their country. They beat my country in the space race. In my opinion, it's really sad.
It sure does seem this way. Let me ask you a question I've personally been wondering about. Shadows. Aren't shadows on the moon supposed to be parallel to its figure?
Yes, they sure are. This is because the only resource of light on the moon is the sun.
Well, thank you for your time. Wow.
Wow, I'm really convinced about this moon landing being a hoax. What do you think about it, Stephen?
I agree. It's all fake. I mean, why would we send these two folks into space anyway?
I know, it's so dangerous. Plus, if the simulator didn't work on Earth, what made NASA think it'd work on the moon? And why would we spend billions on it? That's ridiculous. Well, looks like we're out of time. Thanks for watching News 66. Good night.
See you, folks.
Bye-bye.